Vice Chancellor, Sri Venkateswara University, the Ambassador who inaugurated this excellency, Pham Chan Chow, Vietnamese Ambassador to India, former Ambassador Mr. Raghavan, Director General of the Indian Council of World Affairs, Professor Bin, former Director General of Visas, Hanoi, Professor Kota Reddy, Vice Chancellor, AP Andhra Pradesh, Dr. Gopal Reddy from Bihar, Professor Jayachandra Reddy, the convener, all other participants and distinguished professors, good morning to all of you. I'm happy that I have been asked to attend this conference, and I would like to thank Sri Venkateswara University, the business led by Bhanushree from VIT, and the government of Vietnam, along with Indian Council of World Affairs. Well, I had the opportunity at a young age to participate in defense and external affairs. As a youngster, I went to Parliament. When I was 27 years old, I was elected to Lok Sabha. I don't know how many of you are aware that Neelam Sanjeev Reddy was my speaker and Brahmandra Reddy Garu was my home minister, our home minister. Then I had the opportunity to participate in the Committee on Defense and External Affairs. Somehow I chose these two committees in Parliament, and that gave me an idea how countries are functioning, India is functioning. In fact, Professor Jayachandra Reddy mentioned that how India, a democratic country, became close to Soviet Union, a communist country. I remember it was in 1971 when East Pakistan and West Pakistan started fighting, and ultimately it ended up in the division of Pakistan became Bangladesh. At that time, US stood by Pakistan and Soviet Union supported India. That's how there was a big country. And this is a very interesting topic, Indo-Pacific construct, a new regional order and implication. Indian Ocean was once considered as a Chola lake. I don't know how many of you have gone through history of South India. There was a Chola king by name Rajendra Chola who conquered 13 countries in the Indian Ocean area. That's how once it was dominated by us, and of course later on we came under the British rule. Just like Vietnam, it was dominated by Chinese for a long time, and later on it came under the French rule. Fortunately, India was also divided during 1947 into India and Pakistan. But it was an artificial division for Vietnam, North Vietnam and South Vietnam. And of course, they were fighting each other. And happily, in 1975, after 20 years, they merged together and the new Vietnam is created, which is making very good progress. Because as a student of economics, I always go through the economic progress of any nation. And I want the world countries to compete economically rather than militarily. We know the importance of defense for any country. And generally the countries would like to dominate their area and become world leaders. That's expected. But what are we doing in the economic front? Making use of the latest technology and science, we must be able to help to improve the quality of life of our citizens. It may be any country. And as it goes today, India is making very good progress in spite of all our problems. And we would like to be at the center stage at the world level. For example, we would like to be a member in the Security Council, where it is objected by our great neighbor China. And again, in the NSG, we want to be a member, they are objecting to it. I think it is time now that the big countries, especially in the population, we are number 1 and 2. India is number 1. China is number 1, India is number 2. And probably within 4 or 5 years, we will overtake China. These two countries must be a model to the rest of the world. We should be able to compete and collaborate with each other. That's what I would very much like all big countries to do, because ultimately, only out of 200 countries, only around 60, 70 countries are called advanced countries, because the per capita income is more than $10,000. It's called an advanced country or a developed country. And more than 130 countries are in the underdeveloped countries or developing countries. What is it that we can do? No doubt, to protect our borders, defense is important. Armed forces are important. But how much are the countries spending on defense? I know, as a student of economics and also interested in defense, I've been going through the budget of many countries. I find even some of the poor countries spending large amount on defense, on armed forces, rather than spending on education, health, economic development. They concentrate on armed forces. And generally you cannot question it, because people are afraid if it is questioned, they will be called unpatriotic. So neither the opposition, media, or those who are well aware of this, they can never question it, they don't question it. And I think it is time now that we concentrate on economic development, and especially the developing countries like India, Vietnam, etc. Of course, comparatively, Vietnam has a better per capita than India. I think we are about 2,200. They are in 3,500 or 3,600 per capita. But both of us have to grow. They are also 100 million population. They have also to grow. And I am happy that our ambassador has a vast experience. I went through his biodata. I find him studying in many countries and knows many of the problems of the world, and many ultimately it will lead to good thing for the not only his country. In fact, he's serving India. He will be helpful to Indian economic development also. I'm happy that we have very good relationship with Vietnam, and always I've been admiring them, especially in the last 5-10 years. They are making very good progress. And I would like India and Vietnam to be close to each other, and they can, it would be very helpful to each other, both of them. I thank the ambassador, and also Professor, former Director General of Viswanathan, for participating this, and also part of this conference. I would like to compliment Venkateswara University for taking the initiative in this, and I'm happy that ultimately India should grow, not only in economics, in everything, and we should become a model. We are the largest democracy of the world, and they say always democracy is a bit slow compared to one-party rule. But we must prove that democracy also can compete with other countries in development. And also, I would very much like our countries, the developing countries, to concentrate on reducing the economic inequality. Again, I find no doubt these countries are growing, but who are the ultimate beneficiaries? It is not all the people. it is only a small percentage of people who get the benefit of this. We must be able to reduce this or stop this. And ultimately, it depends on the education we give to the people, especially higher education, where many countries are lagging behind. India is now trying, and we hope within a short time we will be able to offer higher education to all our children, because at present the gross enrollment ratio is only around 27%. Of course, some states are higher than that, the southern states, but it is not enough. If we are going to assure educational development, then economic development will be automatically follow. That's what we want in the Pacific region. I want all the countries to cooperate with each other. Maybe sometimes it will be a competition, but ultimately it should lead to the good of the people, improving the quality of life of the citizens. That's where I think India and Vietnam can cooperate successfully. And I thank the ambassador for having agreed to inaugurate this conference. And I thank all the participants, particularly Venkateswara University and its Vice Chancellor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. G. Viswanathan, for your well said that the uh, healthy competition cooperation is required for the healthy development of the developments of the region and the world as such. Thank you very much.